Hello, welcome to my channel. Well, today I'm working with palette knives and acrylic paste again. And I want to say right up front, you need to watch other painters to get the technique right. All my work is experimental. I just play with paints. And I don't know if I have the right technique, but I do know if I like something I've done or if I don't like it, and I generally know why I like it. And in this case, I like these hydrangeas, and I think it's because of the texture. I really like the roughness of the flowers. I like the multicolored blues. I like the leaves too. I think I did those quite well, although I think a brush was involved in part of some of the leaves, not all of the leaves. For the most part, I used knives for the entire thing. For my background, I start off with acrylic paste and two colours, a blue and a pink. And it really doesn't matter what colours you choose, just ones to your liking. And I have a palette knife that has quite a fat, rounded blade because I want to spread this paste and colour, and I'm using it a bit like a butter knife. And the paste does dilute the colour somewhat, so I spread the paint on and then put the paste on afterwards, and I end up with something like an abstract landscape in surrealist colours, if there is such a thing and if I've got the terms right. But that's quite neat, isn't it, when you look at it there? You can see sort of trees on the left-hand side and hills and a sky. And I really think I could have left it at that point and sold it as an abstract landscape. I went over it with some horizontal strokes. I gave it some paths, some rocky boulders, some shrubbery. I don't know, I think that was a pretty good landscape in there, just looking at that. I could have left it just there, and I think I would have been happy with that picture too. But of course, I did it too much. I overdid it and ruined it, made it into something different. But I was looking for something fairly neutral. And I put some titanium white on my palette and then went over the whole thing and with a lot more horizontal strokes and sort of smoothed it out to give me a more neutral background. I think I actually overdid the white. I could have left a little more of that colour in there, but I was afraid that it would overpower, that the background would overpower my flowers. So I piled on the white and just left a little of the colour peeping through. It was a nice background. I enjoyed painting over it. But I could have left more of that colour on there, and I could have actually at certain stages stopped painting altogether and used the background as my painting, because I think it was quite a nice abstract at one point. But I see that all the time when I watch other abstract painters. They go past the point where I think, oh, they've got a good picture, and then they overwork it. I think it's something all of us artists do. We tend to overwork. We don't see what's there on the canvas. We're looking past into something we have in our minds, and we miss something vital. And that's what I did here. But I was okay with the end result. I think I was quite pleased. I am quite pleased with the finished painting. I did what I usually do when I'm working with a brush. I put on the basic flower, just not attempting petals, just putting on a base colour for the flowers. And I chose to have my highlight on the top right, a shadowy one on the left, and a sort of shadowed, high lit one on the lower right. And I think that combination of the 3 hydrangeas works quite well. I very often paint in 3s unless I'm painting a big picture. And here I should say I'm painting on a 9 by 12 canvas panel. That doesn't give you a huge amount of room. And because hydrangeas I think of as a big flower needing a big canvas. So I do them as big as I can on this small canvas to show you what I am attempting to do. And I think I got it. I don't think it's perfect. I think other knife and paste painters could probably do better, but I'm pleased with what I did. And I just put on, I couldn't do the florets, the 4-petaled florets. So I did just simple petal shapes. I have a palette knife that has a long, thin, tapering edge. And I just put on petal shapes with that edge and didn't attempt the florets, as I say. And I think I caught it. I think it looks hydrangea-ish. I used 3 shades of blue, a ultramarine blue, French ultramarine blue, a cobalt blue, and a light permanent blue. And the paste being white changes all of the colours. To get the dark shadow I had to put straight paint on there. And I think it looks okay. I did try to change my palette knife around in different directions to give me something similar to a floret, but I really couldn't manage the florets themselves. But some of those petals are coming in different directions to others. I'm calling these hydrangeas in my title, but they could be dahlia. I'm not 100% sure what they look like. Here's where I added some yellow to the palette because yellow with blue makes green and I needed green for the leaves. And I had a dark enough blue on there that I knew I could get a shadow colour and a highlight with the white. And so I also needed it for the stems, and I had a lot of trouble getting stems on with the knife. And I resorted to using a flat brush to do those stems. I don't know how people do some things with a knife. I have to watch more videos and find out, I suppose. But I had no problem with the leaves. The leaves you can do quite well with a knife. Pull it in from the outer edge in toward the center vein. If you had a center vein, you have to imagine it. And the leaves I felt turned out quite well. But those stems were a little more difficult. This is a 1/4 inch flat which I'm using for the stems. I usually put more effort into my stems, I've got to say, but it's so unusual for me to paint this way that I forgot all about any subtlety in the painting, and I didn't add shadow or highlight. I didn't add any different color. I usually add alizarin crimson because I just love that color so much, and it adds so much depth to the painting. I didn't even add that. I am struggling a little bit with this painting. I think what came out at the end doesn't show you the struggle I had with the painting, but I am pleased that I managed to get so far, and I'll get better with time. I just need to watch more videos and practice more. I do like this method of painting. There are things I cannot do. I couldn't do the florets. I couldn't manipulate the knives well enough to do that. Hopefully that will improve over time. And but they do still look like hydrangeas, in my opinion. And as I say, I'll get better as I practice more. And maybe I'll remember more what to do with highlight, shadow, and mid-tone, which I didn't practice in this painting at all. I just slapped paint on there and just tried to manipulate it without any thought of what else I should be doing. So here's the finished painting close up. I like the background. I think that has just enough colour in it. I like the petal shapes I've managed to get in there. I don't like the stems. I do like the leaves. Well, I really enjoyed doing the painting. I hope you enjoyed watching the video and can bear with my struggles with this new medium to me, new to me at any rate. And please help me by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Liking and subscribing are the most important. That helps my channel grow. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's already done that. That has been so helpful to me. And I really appreciate your taking the time to do that. And I'll see you next time. I think I'm going to paint roses next time. And I'll show you the roses and the glass vase. So bye for now.